Hey everyone, it's Synth Designer back again with another video. Today I want to talk about how you can create modern house patterns that are kind of similar to Fret Again and just some of the techniques that you see in that type of genre. Of course, Fret Again is famous for using a lot of kind of acoustic sounds, and he uses a lot of drones and other atmospheric sounds to create the songs that he has. And his drums really are pretty unique because of the samples he uses. I'm going to look at some of those techniques today, and of course this applies to other artists as well in that genre. And so I wanted to just take a look at how to create those types of patterns. It's going to be a pretty short video, so let's get into it. I have one basic pattern here, and let's just take a listen before we start. So as you can hear, it's pretty simple, but there's a few little elements that give it that nice kind of full feeling that you might not get with a very basic pattern. Let's start with looking at the actual drums. This kick has that nice higher end to it, a little bit of a click that gives it that unique sound. Just on its own here, the snare here, very typical of what you would hear for his style, where it's not a clap necessarily, it's not a normal snare hit, but has that very percussive element to it. Another percussive sound here, very similar but a little bit higher pitched, and a kind of half natural, half synthesizer kind of hat here. But what rounds it off really are these samples here. So let's just play this. He loves to use these types of samples. Very common to hear that in Fret Again, where you have this kind of top loop, and I layered it with this other one as well. Very simple drum loop here, mostly to do with just the shakers, and that kind of fills out the sound. If I were to just play only the drum pattern without these, sounds a little stiff. You could hear it has a decent groove to it, but it doesn't have that full sound. When you add these other elements here, that really rounds it off. And what I did here was pan one to the right and one to the left, and it gives it more dimension. I think we've lost a little bit of the idea of panning, especially for drums. You don't want to just have everything right up the middle. By panning things, you really make it feel full. And it just gives it a nice dimension and a nice groove to it. Lastly, I added this atmospheric kind of crowd noise. Just gives it kind of that ambiance that you would hear in Fret Again in a lot of his songs. But it's as simple as that. You can mess around with different rhythms. As you can see here, the kick isn't just a straight up 4 on the floor. I gave it a little bit more of a different rhythm. But the hi-hats are very simple, where that has that upbeat type of rhythm to it. But really, it gets filled out by these loops. But that's just it. I just want to show you kind of very basic and simple techniques for your own drums. Let me know what you think of this video, and I'll see you all next time.